Hey guys, so those of you who follow my Facebook page already know this because I've been posting little sneak peeks and status updates about it and stuff. But for the past few weeks I've been working on setting up a little fish room type thing in my basement. It's something I've always dreamed about doing, but we always lived in apartments before, so we couldn't really have hundreds of gallons of water just sitting around. But now we have a house, and so we have a basement, so I could set something like this up. And the whole reason I wanted to do this is because I eventually want to get to a point where I can start breeding butterfly telescopes, because that's always been a big dream of mine. And so hopefully having this fish room will be the first step in realizing that dream. And there are no fish in it right now. Right now it's just water. But that's because I wanted to get it all set up and ready for when I do get the fish, because I don't want to get the fish obviously and then not have anywhere to put them. So I'm getting it all set up and ready, and I'm actually going to be going to the Upper Midwest Koi show next weekend. It's on August 10th and 11th, and it's in Minnesota near Minneapolis. So if you're in the area and you want to go, then I'll put some information in the description section for you, and maybe I'll see you there. But Southwest Koi and Goldfish is going to be there. They're a vendor selling koi and goldfish, obviously, and they're going to be bringing some nice butterflies for me. So hopefully they'll have a few that catch my eye and I can start my breeding program with. So hopefully pretty soon I'll be getting some fish, and if I don't find any there, or if I still need more, I'm just going to be keeping my eye on the Dandy Aranda's auction probably. So it's really exciting, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So let's get started with the tour. So let's start over here at the entrance, sort of. This orange bucket down here is the bucket that has all the stuff in it for my 75-gallon tank water changes. So when I need to do a water change for my 75-gallon tank, which is upstairs, I just grab this bucket and bring it up, and that's everything I need. And here's my 55-gallon tank. This tank has been in storage for about, well, a year and a few months down here in the basement, and it wasn't covered. So a whole bunch of like spiders and other bugs fell in there, and there was just a carpet of spider webs on the bottom, and it was all dusty, of course. And I didn't realize this when I packed it up to move here, but there was still a tiny bit of water in the tubes. It has a sump, so there's just like my 75-gallon tank, so there's a whole bunch of tubing behind it and stuff, and it still had like a tiny bit of water in the tubes. So yeah, and it was just sitting in there all gross for over a year, and it was really nasty. So I had to take every tiny bit of it apart and really give it a thorough cleaning, and it took quite a while. Here's the sump underneath. So it's set up very similar to my 75-gallon tank, except the sump is a 10-gallon instead of a 20-gallon. So I think in this tank I'm probably gonna end up putting Clover and Luca and Felix, because I'm gonna be getting some Bristol Shubunkins, and I don't think this 55-gallon tank is going to be enough space for them, so I'd rather put them in the 75, which is upstairs. So my trio that I currently have are probably going to be moving down here, and I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with the tank. I'll probably decorate it similar to the 75. I kind of want to have a planted tank at some point, but I also want to be able to decorate it for holidays, because that's really fun. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do with that yet, but right now it's just plain bare, and the bottom and the back are painted black, just like my 75. And over here on this side, this is just a little 9-gallon planter slash tub for a small fish pond or something, but I'm probably going to use it either for cultivating duckweed or to raise really young fry in. But or just, you know, miscellaneous, whatever I happen to need it for at the time. And this is like a super old, really gross cabinet that was in the basement when we bought the house, and I'm trying to scrape off all the peeling paint so I can sand it and then repaint it so it's not so nasty. But I figured it would be nice to have a space where I can have a counter to like work at, because there isn't really much else down here for that. So I'm keeping it even though it's kind of gross right now, but it's a work in progress. Some flowers, just a couple buckets. There's actually some spare sand in that one that I didn't use for my tubs. So here are my tubs. I got a 60-gallon Laguna right there and a 127-gallon Laguna over there. And I have these light fixtures that I got from, I think it was Menards? Yeah, from Menards. And they were only $10 each, and then the lights were $7 for a 2-pack. So each light fixture was only $27, which I thought was a pretty good deal. And they're nice and bright, and it's 6500 K to simulate natural daylight. And I just have the tubs raised up on cinder blocks and plywood. And then here's the inside of the 127-gallon. There are 2 sponge filters down there. They're pour-it type sponge filters. And one of them has been running in my 75-gallon tank for about a month now. So it should have some beneficial bacteria in it to help jumpstart the cycle in this tub. And then I have a couple, those light colored things on top of the sponge filters are a couple of bags of ceramic media. Oops. And it's holding that down right now, as you can see. Eventually the sponge filters will sink on them on their own, but this one is the brand new one, so it's just full of air right now. So yeah, I have that set up to jumpstart the cycle in there, and I'm going to be feeding it with pure ammonia, which you'll see in a minute, so that it has an ammonia source to keep the beneficial bacteria going until I get some fish in here, hopefully soon. And then I have this set up just to show you guys the auto feeder. I just have like a small 2x4 piece placed onto the corner, and then my Fishmate F14 auto feeder on top of that. So that's how I'm gonna feed them, and then because I want to be able to feed them many small meals frequently throughout the day, and I don't want to have to come down here like every couple of hours to do that. Plus I'm not going to be able to, because yeah. So I'm just gonna have that set up to feed them at set intervals every day, and I just have that chair there for now because I needed a place to put that power strip. I think I'm gonna hang the power strip on the wall eventually, but there's my air pump. It's a Whisper, I'm not sure what model it is. Whisper 100. And I don't know if you can hear that, but it's not very quiet. So don't be fooled by the name Whisper, because it doesn't whisper. But it's nice and powerful though, I will say that, and I don't really mind that it's noisy because it's just down here in my basement, but and it has 2 outlets, and then I have each one split, so I can power all 4 of my sponge filters with this one air pump. And here's my 60-gallon tub. It's set up in much the same way. A couple of sponge filters with a bag of ceramic media. And the sand is actually pool filter sand. And I got it from a pool store, and I had to rinse it a lot. And you're supposed to be careful and wear a mask when you're rinsing this sand because it contains silica dust, which is harmful, so I did that. And I actually took some footage of rinsing that, so I can show you guys the process for doing that too in another video. And then again, I just have an auto feeder sitting there, and this is kind of like my awkward little corner where I'm storing stuff. You can walk through here, and then I have my drawers where I keep all my fish stuff, well, most of it anyways. There's some overflow in the storage room back there, but this is most of it. And I have a little towel hook and 2 hooks for python hoses that are hanging up there. And then my test kits, and there's the ammonia. And then my prime, of course, my trusty prime. And then a clamp that I just use to hold the python hose in place when I'm filling the tubs so it doesn't fall out of the tub and flood my basement. That's pretty much all there is to it. It's not much, but I am really excited about it because I've been wanting a fish room for years, and so now to finally have one is a dream come true. So hopefully pretty soon I can get some awesome fish to fill it up. Hope you guys enjoyed this little tour, and thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.